Why, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Good to have you here. Hopefully, I'm coming in loud and clear. So good to see you. I see your names popping up. Carol, Michelle, Umacorn, welcome. Paul Trani going to dive into today's masterclass, which has been on everyone's mind lately. Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. Says audio and video is good. Keep that in mind. Feel free to send me any messages. I'll be watching chat. If you're joining me elsewhere, I want to say hi to you as well. But I am mainly reading, I'm mainly on behance.net/Adobe Live. So, yeah, that's where I am. And I'm glad you're here. So we're going to dive into all about sort of creating NFTs. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm so excited about this, by the way. I hope you are as well. We're going to create one from scratch. We're going to talk about digital art and NFTs as well. So that's the plan. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Let me just get over here and get me squared away so I'm a little larger. All right, NFTs, digital art, we're going to talk about all this stuff. So I'm going to kind of burn through this really fast just so you kind of know just a couple quick bullet points, but really we're going to spend our time like actually working. So that is the plan. Thank you, Lauda, good to see you. Hello. Oz is in the house from San Antonio. Awesome. So they're non-fungible tokens. In case you're wondering what it means, you can't duplicate it is the idea. It's built on blockchain technology, so there's going to be a specific address associated with it. So one of a kind can't be edited. So keep this in mind when you make and publish or mint your first NFT. You can't go back in and change it, right? So that's a thing. Like I've literally had to mint one before, and then I'd have to burn it because it wasn't playing on mobiles. We could talk about some of those issues. Basically, it's digital art. You upload it to a marketplace as an NFT, has a certain number associated with it. The fun part is trying to get your money from NFTs. Let's talk about that all day long, right? Seriously, like what? That's a whole thing. Yeah, I think that's huge. But let me move my head over. So I'm going to do this. So you're going to have, your digital art, and you're going to have this cryptocurrency wallet because it costs money. Boop up there to mint it. There's going to be a gas fee to put it on these marketplaces. You take your JPEG. It's usually, in our case, since we're talking digital art, it's going to be a JPEG or a movie like an MP4. So an image or video is what we're talking about here. So anyways, there's tons of marketplaces. By the way, that's all. We're done. We're done with slides. I even hate talking about slides, but I did want to give you guys a resource at least, so you can kind of go through this whole deck if you want to. Mainly the marketplaces and resources slide in case you're interested. So shame on me. I hope I don't get in trouble for actually covering slides here. So some things to keep in mind for you as the designer is like it doesn't give the buyer copyright. So it's not like they've bought it and they can reproduce it on shirts and all that fun stuff. Uploading it doesn't mean it's going to sell, right? Maybe some of you have learned this. Yeah, and there's always some various concerns, environmental concerns, but such is the case with even really any technology, any cloud services. Guess what? Using server space and the internet, and that costs energy, means energy. So let's kind of take a look at this. You guys ready for this? Yeah, so you get to retain, Cody Bear, just to answer your question. You get to retain all your copyright. So you could still turn around and put it on shirts, or in our case, maybe, upload it to, I don't know, Redbubble, or, put it on pillows, stuff like that. So just so you know, I mentioned marketplaces. Here's Foundation. Here's Super Rare as well. So how this works is you have to jump in. You first connect a wallet. So I happen to have, and I can MetaMask. There's a couple different wallets out there. So I use MetaMask. I think it's pretty easy. Just go through these steps of downloading the wallet, install it. It's going to basically be this little plugin right up here. Oh, look at this little fox. Isn't he a cutie? Right? I hope I'm not giving away anything that's very important. Hopefully nobody hacks me. But what you'll do is you'll install MetaMask. You're going to get two things. You're going to get a passphrase and then a password and a key phrase, right? So those are your two levels of security that you could never lose. Never lose your key phrase, or you can never access your wallet. But here we are. So here's my wallet. It's connected, and you can see sort of the activity kind of taking place, and the money it's cost me to mint things, and the cases where I've actually sold stuff, right? Yeah, I love the little MetaMask fox. So you get MetaMask, then you get approved for a marketplace, and yes, you can use OpenSea, right, which is probably the largest. OpenSea. I don't use OpenSea because I think they've been hacked. People have uploaded. I don't like how it's not been vetted. What I do love is Anna McNaught's work. Anna McNaughty, yes, she has stuff out there. And you can see all of her work on OpenSea. So shout out to Anna. Yeah, go buy her stuff. She's doing Phases of the Moon, which is really cool, right? Then again, you have these other two marketplaces, which is Foundation and Super Rare. Ooh, okay, so voice.com requires no gas fees to list or mint or burn or anything like that. That's good to know, Randy. I know nothing about voice.com. I do think that it's kind of nice that, so basically a marketplace that doesn't have any fees, I don't know, could have everything there and everything in their mom there. Well, and even them, who knows? There's probably a lot of junk out there is what I'm saying. I'm being silly, but yes, that's the thing you have to worry about. Let me know if you guys have questions, because I really want this to be impactful to you. So here we are, Super Rare. I'm going to click sign in. This is where you say connect your wallet. Boom. Here's some other wallets, by the way, MetaMask for Formatic and Wallet Connect. So we can go and sign in. Doesn't matter my address, right? So you guys can have my wallet address, which just means you could send me money if you wanted to, right? So that's not that big of a deal. So here we are, right? Here's again, here's my profile and just a bunch of artwork that's created. So let's make something and then let's get it published out here, either on Super Rare or on Foundation. So I'll probably use Foundation just because, but here's my Foundation. So basically I have two. All right, does that sound good? I will check it out, Randy. Thank you so much. Okay. How to get an invitation to join Foundation. Feel free to contact me. I think I have some invitations for Foundation. So DM me on various my social platforms you can see right here. And yeah, I'll give them away to you. The people that are serious about it. All right, let's switch to my screen and let's make something fun, huh? Have I had success in selling anything, Paul? Yeah, yes, I have. And the thing is this is all public knowledge. So this one has sold. So let's just take a look at it. This is my very first one on Foundation called Perennial, right? It is an animation, right? We could see sort of that turning in. You know, it's all skulls and flowers with me, so don't act surprised. Minted in 2021 down in March, easily over a year ago. And this is interesting to look at. We can kind of go through here. I listed it. Somebody bought it. Yeah, so... And eventually it sold for 0.913 Ethereum. So that's the cryptocurrency typically, at least that Foundation deals with. All right. I kind of wanted to point out a couple other things really fast. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find any of it, but like this one, for instance. Here's another one. Let's just take a look at this. Let's kind of dig into... Ooh, good job. Randy made $13.50 last week. So here we have this piece, which again is one of my favorites. This took me so much time. Oh, it took me so much time to make this. I don't even think you know. I minted it. I sold it to Bat Soup Yum for for 0.6. So I sold it for 1,600, and then he turned around and sold it last month again for an additional $1,000. So you know, it is quite possible that you can become a collector and make money as well. So you know, buy these pieces and then turn around and sell them, right? But the thing is, what are we doing as designers is, you know, we don't have to. I've literally been making this stuff solely for likes on Instagram, and now finally I get to, you know, potentially, you know, people can own it, which I think is super cool. Thank you so much, Randy. I spent. Is it easy to convert Ethereum to US dollars? I have not. It should be pretty easy. I haven't done it yet, to be honest with you, Andrew, because I'm going to get taxed on it either way. But yeah, I don't know. I do know it's really easy to take a look right up here in MetaMask to see, you know, what is what, you know, how much Ethereum you have versus US dollars. I've not done that yet. So anyways, you guys get the idea. There you go. This could also have audio to it. What we're going to do today is we're just going to make a still image, by the way. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Good question. Cindy says, do you make money if someone else sells a piece you created? Great question. And the answer is, it depends. So it depends on the marketplace. Luckily, Super Rare, which is where this one is. Oh gosh, I can't think of it now. You get... I'm going to actually Super Rare. I think you either get, like 10% or something, like either 10 or 20% of all resale value, but it depends on the market. So Super Rare, yes, for every resale forever, you get either 10 or 20%. I'm sorry, I can't remember. On Foundation, I don't think you get anything. On OpenSea, you do not. So anyways, great question. Let's move on. Okay, so let's dive into this. All right, Tone, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. How long is the video NFT? Is it a video or a GIF? It is a 20-second long video, just so you know. I'm gonna let everybody know this is the one that I had to mint and burn because you have limitations with mobile browsers. So mobile browsers, might want to Google this, but if the pixel ratio is larger than 2,700 pixels, then it's not going to display on mobile. So this animation, when I first created it, people couldn't see it in a mobile browser. It wasn't Super Rare's fault. It was my fault for making it too big, so it couldn't display in a mobile browser. So make everything 2,700 pixels, or, well, less than 2,700 pixels, right? I do like 2,150 or something weird like that. Oh, OpenSea, you can get royalties. Thank you so much. Yeah, let me know what those royalties are. I would love to hear it. How can we benefit from the Behance NFT section? What are you referring to, like, specifically? We could talk about that. I want to talk about also about the content authenticity initiative. So this is something we have going on, and this is what I'm going to use right away. So this is basically attaching additional metadata to prove that you made this image and all the layers that it takes to make this image, which is really awesome. But that's what I'm going to use right now. So that we're going to dive into this, and it definitely needs more than one episode. And I bit off more than I can chew, I can tell you already, because I want to create one and knock it out. So I'm doing something like this. I have all these renders, by the way, okay? And maybe I'll have this run in the background. So I'm going to go to File. I'm going to run this script real fast just because this is going to be easier. It's going to be a little faster for me. Load files into a stack. So anytime you want to, add a bunch of layers, a bunch of files into one PSD. That's what I'm doing right now. These are all my renders I did. I want all these on their own separate layers. And that's what load layers into a stack will do. I can attempt to automatically align those source images as well. So checking all those, we'll let that go ahead and run. And I'll show you how these were created, because I actually used Cinema 4D to make this, just so you know. So yeah, guess what? There's a skull there. Why not? Let's turn that off. And again, some flowers and things. But mainly what I wanted to show you is this right here. So here is this I'm using this Hercules statue that I'm kind of exploding, as you can see, which is really cool. So there's the possibility for creating a video, and selling it. But I'm just going to do a still, and I've used, just so you know, I'm not going to get into this, but how this animation was done. You could do it different ways. I've used Grayscale Gorilla, has this Transform Plus, which makes it really easy to explode and transform things. Like I'm disintegrating this stuff right now, right? We can go ahead and change this to dissolve, right? And then we can adjust the direction to -Y. Right now it's like dissolving, right? Super fun, right? And typically what I'll do is I'll come in here. It's like, yeah, I want a bunch of rocks, but these are all just going to be elements in Photoshop. So even right here, I actually might render this out because I might need some more rocks. Right, so we'll do that. We'll hit render. It'll go ahead and do its thing. As it's doing its thing, I'll jump back in here and begin. So here we go. You ready? We're going to turn on in preferences. We're going to go to technology previews. And I'm going to just enable these content credentials beta, right? So what this is, as I roll over, it'll capture the edits and actions you take to make the content that you do. So it's all this metadata that shows kind of how you made this, which I think is super cool, right? And then to view it, there's a content credentials panel, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to Window. Content credentials beta. There it is. I have connected Behance and all these other social media platforms that can read all this enhanced metadata, basically. And let's preview it. So already, it's not going to gather everything because it's still in beta, but it can see all the assets. This is the metadata that it collects. Now, I don't want to confuse things too much, by the way. Oh, what do you consider when pricing your NFTs? Yeah, good luck. I don't know. How much time did it take you, really? Like, what do you think your artwork is worth? A lot of people making money out there are people that have built up an audience over the course of years. So take Magdal Lopez or Anna McNaught. They've built up these audiences on Instagram, and therefore not only is their artwork fantastic, but they could sell it for higher because they already have a built-in audience. So take into account how long it took you, how large your audience is, and don't price yourself too low is all I have to say. Right? I would encourage you to start higher, but know that you're not doing this for the money, you're doing it for a chance for people to own stuff of yours. This is, enjoy the process, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, life's too short it's not all about money is all I'm saying. So here's my content credentials beta. It's gathering all this stuff. It knows all the combined assets and everything I've used, and it's going to do its best to keep track of the edits as well, which is super cool. Okay, so that's going to be running, by the way. I could even nest that off to the side if I want to, and then we can start to put this stuff together. So I love a nice background, so let's do that, and let's get to work. Jeez, Paul, why all the talking? I got to get to work, people. And thanks so much for joining me. Money is nice too. Yeah, like seriously, why can't I get paid for my time? We've been doing things for likes on Instagram, for like it's so ridiculous. It's like, yeah, can somebody please buy my lunch? You know. So there it is. Here's kind of the thought. I have this, throwing that background back there. I like this. Remember, it aligned everything, so I'm gonna just grab all this stuff and we'll like move it over. Maybe this will be cool. It might suck, and that's okay. You know what? That's okay with me. I have this original. I tried this one. I tried this lighting. Right, I could start to combine these two if I want to as well. Right, so having a little bit of screen there on this, and yeah. So this is kind of the image I'm going to work with, and I just threw the gradient background back there just for fun. So. Okay, so point taken, Paul. Started at 0.5 my first stream, and then 2.6. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but I take it you, because the person could turn around and resell it, and you want them to. It's like, hey, make money off of this. So, okay, so this is what I want to do. Remember, this content credentials is keeping track of everything. But I like this crack up here. This is really cool. And I like all these cracks down here. So I'm just going to combine those two together is the idea. So bear with me, folks, as we knock out something. Again, I don't know if you wanted to see the process, but I think the process is fun. And again, this is Adobe Live. It is what we do here. Boom. There we go. Cracks. Okay. Yeah, where Yeah, oh, of course, Norse, you're exactly right. Even though there's like millions of artwork, there's only a few that will make millions from their work. It's the people that have crafted their skill, they've honed their craft for 20 years. Yeah, you could call them instant millionaires, but they've also been working for decades. And people are like, oh, I want to do that. Well, you know what? Spend 20 years in 20,000 hours, and then we'll talk. That's what I think about that. It's like, man, the guy's amazing. But I have so many cool breaking apart like images and stuff, and I'm going to combine more of these together. I don't know. I could be totally wrong about all this, by the way. Okay, here we go. So these flowers, I'm going to integrate some flowers in here, but I also know, so I basically rendered these flowers kind of to get a sense for the lighting. I want to add my own, like, I was thinking flowers and branches and vines kind of coming out of it. So it's like, out of destruction comes life, you know? It's like the circle of life. Because that's very much, I don't know, kind of like on brand for me. So... and if you're just joining me, hello, JJ Godot out on Facebook. So we'll keep that up. We'll go into nature. Here's a bunch of... Oh, no. Yeah, one of those days. I'm just realizing that I have two different, Adobe accounts, and all my images are cut out on the other account. It's a long thing. It's a long process. It's a lot of heartache. How this is set up. Okay. So that's there. I'm going to save this. I'll just save it to my desktop really fast. And we'll call this statue. There we are. Okay. Yeah. Haha, Stony, what's up? How you doing? Stony, thank you so much for your video. I'm so excited to... we'll be tackling a couple projects from you, the audience. Over the course of the next couple weeks, which is why Stony, I'm chatting with Stony about some stuff. So don't mind me. I could also use Adobe Substance Stager, which I've also used. Let's talk a little bit more. Beeple says he was also lucky. He is, I mean, yes, it is. A lot of this is like, you know, there's my email, everybody. You know, can be pretty darn, you can call it lucky, but, you know, the guy's also been working his butt off. It's like, what do they say? When preparation meets opportunity, that is luck. So, yeah. Let's talk about what type of artwork, because you mentioned graffiti as well. So whether it's graffiti or photography, like what is catching on in the NFT space? We can talk about that. Why I think digital art has caught on, like especially like moving graphics, right? Digital moving graphics. That was kind of the only place to consume or even purchase that type of artwork. So photography, you could take a photo, people could buy your prints. You know, if you're a fine artist, you're selling paintings, but a digital artist had this thing sitting on their hard drive, and it's like, how can you give people ownership of it? So I think it's like finally they have a chance to, you know, sell their artwork, and they just haven't had an opportunity before, in my 2 cents. This is my 2 cents there. All right, so we're back. We'll open up this statue again, right? There we are. We got everything going. We'll preview it. Yep, it's keeping track of everything. Even the stones that I added is right there. So we're going to start to see this populate more and more. But now that we're back in here, I can go to nature, and these are the elements that I was looking for. So let me hustle on through this as fast as possible. Let's take all this. Let's group it. Command G. We'll call this statue. We have different exploding parts I might use with it. And let's make it happen, Paul. Hurry, Paul, hurry. Get a vine in there. Yeah. Rotate it around. This stuff is going to be coming from some of these cracks. So we'll take this, right, like so. Use Puppet Warp. And we'll kind of have this like wrap around coming out from this crack right here. Okay, like that. Throw a mask on there, and let's get to work. Oh shoot, I'm not casting my screen. So sorry. Boy, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done that. It's been a while. That's why I usually don't like switching screens. I'm so sorry about that. So here I am. All I did is I have all these assets. So that now that I have everything in here, I dropped in this branch. I added a mask, right? And now I'm just kind of painting that out and working with this the way it is. Something kind of like that. Again, we'll work on the color in a second. Maybe I'll move this down. Like so. Thank you so much, Cody. Like that. We will take this branch. This branch is going to be coming from behind its head. So we'll take that. Quick action key. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Boom, boom. Shift, Command, close bracket, open bracket. We'll move this from the top, from the bottom to the top of the layer stack, just so you know. Puppet Warp, again, is what I was working on a second ago, so you didn't see that, but allows me to kind of just bend this into place, like so. We'll have another one, so Command J to jump. Move this up to the top. Command T, flip horizontal, right? Move it over here, right? And we'll have this one. Again, all of these need to be different shapes. So we'll jump in and again, just kind of manipulate this out like so. This one's getting a little funky. It's doing a dance. Maybe we'll delete that one. Something kind of like that. Sure, why not? Okay. Boy, I certainly bite off more than I can chew, because this is a case where, you know, it's going to take some work to knock out an NFT. The big thing is I wanted to show you the content credentials, right, that are keeping track of all of this. So it's going to know what I use. We'll open that up again. We could always run it, but it's going to know what I use. In fact, I'll move it over here. How to have a value in NFT. Can you be a little bit more specific, like, or clear in what you're talking about? We'll just add a little bit of shadow underneath there. So we'll add a lot of that, even for, say, this one. Again, I just add a layer underneath, start painting like so. It's casting that shadow, and it should be coming out from there. Yeah. Technology is not going to make you money. You are going to make you money at the end of the day. No, like when they buy my work, they have a benefit. What's the benefit? It's the benefit of ownership. You know, that's the benefit. But good question. I see what you're saying now. Let's grab some. I want more cracks in here. I'm wondering if I should add either these flowers, which are awfully big, or if I should add roses. It's kind of where I'm at. But like, this is the color profile I'm looking for. Is this, you know? This is the color profile. Yeah, what's the utility? There is no utility. What's the utility of a painting? What's the utility of even painting your house a color? You know, what's the utility of even color itself? You know, I don't know. Like, that's a great question. What's the utility of it all? You know, it's like art. Does art have utility? Like, yeah. Good questions, and I love getting these. What's the utility? I'm going to remember that. You know, it's like, yeah, a paintbrush has utility. The art you create with a paintbrush, you know, it's hard to put a number on it, I guess. So there we go. Ooh, I like this one. This is a little more viney too. And by the way, all these are way too green overall. I totally need to tone them down. Say the owner, so the owner of an NFT, they bought a logo. Is that what you're saying? Then yeah, they could be the proud owner of the actual Nike logo. Like, Nike can do that someday. They can say, hey, you know what? Who owns this? Yes, it's digital and it's everywhere on all these different shirts, but the actual owner is so-and-so. So I think a portion of that's like the sort of the clout, maybe the bragging rights, just the pride of ownership. You know, I don't know if you're into that sort of thing. But hey, if you, you know, if people don't want to spend their money that way, that's okay too. But if you think about it, so much of our lives is online anyway, so it kind of makes sense. All right, do something like that. Again, this is too bright. Yeah, Fairy, if you want to do print, then that's cool. Utilities are set in place by NFT project of getting back benefits to the NFT holders. Okay, I think we're talking about utilities in two different ways. Products. All right, cool. Yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I am selling NFTs, so yeah. It's not about me, though. It's about you guys. Okay, when I already called my NFT. Okay, so great question. What if I already created your NFT in an old version of Photoshop? Can you still prove its credentials? So the reason we have this lovely little panel, so this, I guess I don't want to get this too confused with the NFTs, but I'm building trust with my audience saying, hey, you know what? I made this image. Here's all the metadata that shows that I like created, like all the parts that made it. So yes, you're buying the NFT and here's all the source material. So trust that I'm not some hack that stole somebody else's image and resold it. So that's the short of it. That's the short of the content credentials beta. So do you have to use it? Not at all. That's just, again, I think that becomes important this day and age when we're talking about, NFTs and, things getting stolen, because that's just messed up, I think that's so messed up. I feel so bad for artists who just like get ripped off. That's honestly why I don't use OpenSea, because it's the largest marketplace, but man, it's like people have stolen stuff, and I just don't want to support that sort of market if I can help it. Creating a new layer. This is a clipping mask. And in this case, it's going to be above, so I can just add a little bit of shadow there. Just make it look like it's underneath, kind of coming out like that. You can add the actual high-res file to... Oh, yeah, you could do unlockable content. Yes. And the NFT owner can print it out. Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, that's great. You can have additional content, depending on the platform, that gets unlocked for the winner or basically the person who buys your NFT. So that's kind of cool. So it could be, maybe if they buy this, then they get the animated version unlocked or something like that, which is a great idea. Or the high-res version, like you said. Can we talk about collectibles? Oh, yeah, exactly. I agree. Reverb mic. Oh, why is this so wonky right now? What are you doing, little buddy? What's my little buddy in here? Yeah, it's all over the place. Let's get rid of that puppet warp. So I am warping it crazily into place. This is too much, but I really like these white flowers. Do you guys have a show that, you like so much and it's like, this is what needs to happen? It's almost like, and there probably is this, but, yeah. There's certain comedies that if you like what we do in the shadows, then I'm like, we're gonna be friends. So, okay, there we go. Let's grab a couple more of these. Move that up. Foundation is so expensive. Okay, so yes, so foundation and I think super rare will take the marketplaces cost money to run, so I think they take about a 15% gas fee. So yeah, it gets expensive because each piece that I've minted cost me like $300, and that sucks. But honestly, like you have to put the time in. It kind of weeds out all the junk because you're not gonna upload just anything if it costs you $300 a pop. So there's good and bad to that gas fee. Not crazy about this here. Let's fix it. In my opinion. But what do I know? I could spend an hour just working on like one flower, by the way. So to say that I'm going to knock this out in an hour, yeah, it's going to be tricky to complete the whole piece, but I'm up for the challenge. All right, there we go. We'll just do that. Right, something like that. Is that working? Let's close this. Do we need more cracks? Do we need more flowers? Do we need... What needs to take place? What else? What else? Ooh, I like this branch. Oh, yeah. I just want vines kind of like wrapping around. Like, just like coming out of here and just like wrapping. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oops. I don't like that. Oh, there we go, Randy. I don't know if you're messing with me, but you're saying more skull. Don't tempt me with a good time. B for brush. Come in here, mask this out. Right, I'm just doing some quick. X will always flip the foreground and the background color. So we can have it look like it's like kind of coming out of there. And scale it down a touch. See how crazy this is going to get. Okay, I knew it would happen. A little wonky. Let's pull it through. Kind of like that. There we go. That's what I want. Just let's do that. That's cool. Okay. More skull, more explosions. Let's take a look at this. So I have all these messy layers. This happens so much. Let's just Command G to group, and we'll have all of our plants in one. We could throw this branch in there. And let's check in on these other layers that we have. Right, so we have this explosion, and I probably did myself a disservice because I don't really go through all of these. I have this render, which is cool, right? This one, these two are very similar. Those are the same thing, so let's delete it. This one, a little less broken. Hey, let's just delete it. This one, I'm playing different lighting, is not going to work. Let's delete that one. Then we have this cool one. So awesome, I can actually use this. You know, these are all my rocks. So just rename it, rocks. And I can take these, and I love that these already have the lighting, which is great. Take these like so, and try to sort of sprinkle these throughout. And I have rock brushes too. But for these big chunks, I just want to make sure they have like the right lighting. If anything, they're too clean, to be honest with you. A little clean. Let's grab these. Okay, turn that on, turn this on. Put this underneath. You get the idea. There we go. All right. So it's kind of exploding out. You have this like explosion of flowers. Wouldn't it be awesome? Oh yeah, wouldn't it be awesome if there was a quick tutorial that sold for thousands? What are you crazy? Of course that'd be awesome. Let's go out here. 'Cause what do I have? What do I have? Too many things. And not enough time. So, falling flowers. Yeah, I want to use this. This is another NFT I was thinking about as well. But obviously, I have I've done this before, so some of you have seen me make this one. But yeah, let's take all these leaves. I'm just grabbing these leaves in the background. Let's drop them in here. We'll just have, again, extra sort of stuff floating around in here. See all this stuff, right? Maybe it's too much. Did that add anything to it? I think it's just getting messy. So let's not go with it. A film can be other colors than blue. All right, cool. So here's this. So we haven't even talked about size. We did a little bit in the beginning, but let's just kind of check image size. This is 2708 by 28. This is fine because it's not a video. You're only going to run into that size issue if it's a video. So this'll totally work, by the way. So that's cool. Yeah. Let's take a look at the background, whether we add some more to it. Does it have more of a space or an ethereal type look to it? We can take a look, and as space, there it is, space, oops. Try to grab something that maybe gets used in the background. Maybe there's sparkles, maybe there's bursts of color, things like that. All right. So again, we made our piece. This is kind of cool. Let's take this, turn that off. This is where I end up spending most of my time. It's just kind of like working on the background. It gets silly after a while. I think it'd be cool. Like there needs to be some pink in the background because there's pink on the statue. Right? That's too much. I know it's too much. I know. It's overpowering. It's overpowering the image. This is actually not bad. Let's jump that. Let's throw some, some gray. And you can obviously like see how this changes the piece a lot. I like this one. I think it needs a little like bokeh effect. So let's just add a little like fade out the edges. So I'm adding just like a little bit of dark colors and darkness around the edges, something like that. Okay, boom, boom, select all. The thing about NFTs, all right. Okay, the thing about NFTs, the site will tell you the maximum file size, but they do not tell you what DPI or pixel size an NFT must be. So yeah, you know what? It's like, think about your screen. Most people's screens aren't that big. So if you go, say, 2600 by 2600 at 72 DPI, should be fine. But most of them, oh, there we go. Most of them are 1080 by 1080. I would never make something as 1080 by 1080, but you want to, be able to size it down and all that stuff. So you want to play with that high res, even though you go with a lower res version. So, no. Okay, copy, new. That's why HDR toning. Wait for it. There we go. HDR toning. Let's do not surrealistic. Scott 5. Yeah, something like that. So that's, I usually do this just to give it like a little bit of a pop. Put that on top and then play with, change this to like overlay or soft light. So see what that did? Didn't it make it look, just like gave it a lot more depth and looks pretty good. So I would say that is done. There is my statue PSD, saving it. I'm going to export it. We will do export as, and right in here you can see, and again, this doesn't really have anything to do with NFTs, but we want to make sure people have the content credentials with it. Like as soon as, again, this is in beta, as soon as people are able to see, oh, this is how Paul made it. These are all the particular assets and what he did to make this image, right? So there it is. We'll go ahead and export this. This is just going to be as a JPEG. We're going to export it to my desktop called Statue, and this is what I will upload to good old Foundation. Jumping out here, Foundation, we're going to click Create. We're going to create a collection. This collection is going to be called Statues. Not very creative. Do I have any other ideas for statue? Ancient statues. It is Hercules, so... ooh, good call. It does add something onto the file size, Randy. Let's take a look really fast since you mentioned that. Feel free if you guys have any thoughts on what I can name this collection. Yeah, it's 12 megs, so it is adding that other information. So yes, 12 megs. Stony. Ooh, relics. Okay. Deploy your smart contract. So this is going to deploy it to the Ethereum blockchain. So ready? When we click there, it's going to say, hey, you know what? It's going to cost me, looks like $22 to deploy it to Ethereum and the blockchain. So the Ethereum blockchain, basically. So yes, there's my gas fee. That's only the start of it, because chances are Foundation might, well, it is, they are going to take 15% of the sale. But also they're going to, it's going to cost me more once I define the price and post it out there. So you can see it's being created. We can view on Etherscan. Here's the transaction hashtag. It'll probably take a second. We can see the fee only cost me $20. When Ethereum is up, man, $70, easy. Yeah, that's Samson is the one that got a haircut. All right, so that's doing its thing. Yay! View your collection. There it is. Relics. Mint NFT. We're going to upload our file. Drag and drop. So here's JPEG, PNG, GIF, SVG, GTLF. Recommended specs. That's what I was trying to click on. 30 frames per second. It should, yeah, I'm sure mine is fine. But let's take it. Let's upload it. Upload. And here's relic 001 is what we'll call it. You can put a description if you want. You can, if I created a video, I wanted somebody else to do the audio. I've worked on collaboration with Jason, and so there we go. So here we go. So it's another $24 to get this minted, just in time, by the way. Not listed yet, but I'll make sure I get this posted to the interwebs as I'm down to my last minute here. So anyways, it's a new space. So we pay only when you create a collection. Yes, if you're creating a collection, and that's only for this marketplace, it asks me to create a collection. I do know on Super Rare, they don't require you to create a collection, right? You could just do a one-off. But that's how this works. Thank you, Reverb Mike. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed this. Stay tuned, because this is going to be on my... in my foundation profile, you'll see it pop up, right? Oh, there it is. There it is. Wait, no. Well, it's not there yet. It's still uploading. So stay tuned. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I loved all the questions. Again, new area. We'll see what comes of it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys, my friends. Have a wonderful Friday. Stay tuned. We got more going on. Jason's going to be up next. Thank you. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. Okay, everybody. Bye.